Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Just Open It, the YouTube series in which I open recently acquired toys. My name is Russ, thank you very much for watching this, I really appreciate it. If you're a fan of toy collecting, or action figures, or pop culture in general, please consider subscribing to my channel, Karaoke Fanboy TV. Every week I do indeed open a recently acquired action figure or toy, and this week I am opening, from Final Faction, the A.C.R.M. and its Razor Accessories Pack. Now, if you've been watching my channel, if you've been watching me open these toys over the past few months, then you know that I am a huge fan of the Final Faction action figure line. These toys are available exclusively at Dollar Tree, which means every figure, accessories pack, or even vehicle will only cost you $1.25. I find this to be an innovative step forward in the action figure industry and market, because a kid with a couple bucks in his pocket can go to a Dollar Tree, and for less than the price of your average action figure at another store like Walmart or Target, that kid could walk out with a few good guys, a few bad guys, some weapons, a vehicle or two. You know, for less than $30, I think you can get everything that Final Faction has available right now. And if it's not 30, it's 35. It's a very reasonable amount. Practically the price of a single NECA, or NECA, however you say it, action figure, which is running $30 right now. I've had my eye on the Flash Gordon figure or the Phantom figure available at Target and Walmart, and they consistently ring up at 30 bucks. I'm waiting for the day that they're discounted just to clear the pegs. So maybe I could bring it home for $15 if I'm lucky. Well, for that same amount of money, the 30 bucks that those figures are worth, you could have the entire Final Faction line. It's crazy. I don't know how anybody is making money here, any of the toy designers or the artists responsible for the card art. I don't know what this market is as far as its viability, but I know that from a consumer, it is an incredible experience, and I really hope that kids out there are taking advantage of this, because when I was young, action figures were so important to me as far as developing an imagination. I didn't just bash my figures together and make them fight. I recreated stories that I wrote essentially in my mind. I made my figures talk to each other, and there were subplots, and it was a whole thing. And I know a lot of kids from my generation did that, and I hope that the next generation experiences that with these toys, because quite frankly, that ability to play in that way is becoming less and less possible when action figures are costing anywhere from $9.99 to $30 on the pegs. Again, like I mentioned, with those the Flash Gordon and Phantom, kind of the Defenders line, right? So I'm gonna rip these toys open and see what they're like. The Final Faction toys I've opened in the past were quite impressive. For $1.25, you don't feel like you're opening a dollar store toy. And I hope that this continues to prove that trend accurate. So let's dive in here. Now, in addition to the action figures and the weapons packs and the vehicles that are available at Dollar Tree, you can also pick up a comic book. And I don't think I'm spilling any secrets here when I say that Final Faction recently promoted on their Instagram that the sales for the comic book, not the toys, which are still thriving, but the comic book sales were not impressive enough or sufficient enough to produce a second issue. So please, if you're interested in Final Faction in any capacity, go to a Dollar Tree, find that comic book and buy it. Read it, become familiar with the story. And the story's simple. It's the future, it's the year 2050, an asteroid collides with the moon and reveals that there has been an alien race sleeping inside the moon all this time. They're called the A.C.R.M, and now they're coming, and now I'm reading directly from the package. Now they want to plunder our precious natural resources, so we recruited teams of special operatives to defend Earth from the alien threat. They are the Final Faction. And the A.C.R.M is, and again, I'm reading from the back of the package because there are these stats. Like I remember more fondly from the Marvel cards of my youth. Marvel, like Series 1, 2, and 3, I think, all included these kind of like strength and stamina kind of stats. And then there's like a little description here of the character. This is what I was summarizing and reading from when it comes to the world they're living in. So nostalgic, and yet also something new characters moving forward, a different kind of franchise here that combines a bit of G.I. Joe with Transformers, and there's this alien sci-fi element too. It's very cool. And the A.C.R.M, which is this guy right here, is a breakthrough in virtual reality tech. A helmet and special suit allows piloting of the mech via a modular system. This mech is adaptable and aids in all combat and rescue missions. The A.C.R.M is currently piloted by Boyd, a 15-year-old disabled boy. Again, that character is in the Final Faction comic book, and you could read all about him and the team there. So, let's see. Just moving this guy. 5 points for articulation. Pretty standard. And a hefty figure. This doesn't feel light. It doesn't feel hollow like a lot of Dollar Tree or dollar store in general toys do. This is a legitimate action figure here, folks. And I'm impressed. You know, there's nice paint application here. And you can see all these little, what would you call those, nodes? Where accessories can be applied. And that's where this comes in. So I'm about to open this now. A lot of the characters have their own accessories packs, and they're kind of being released in their own waves. So there are figures that are like weapons experts and stuff, and they might come with a laser gun or two, but then you could buy a separate pack of weapons like this and apply those to those characters' ports as well. And just makes it fun, interactive. You could get in as deep as you want, and I'm in deep with these. I'm going to be buying everything available. One, to show my support, and two, just to you know, again, have something new, something different in my collection. All right, so here are all these pieces here. And just a quick look on the back. I have a Whistler turbine. I have Zephyr stabilizers, Ion Blast shears, and E-Flux blaster. So I've already crinkled the package, but you can see this blueprint as to how to apply these accessories. And again, like a little description of each. So a kid could really dive in to the stats of this stuff and just develop a real appreciation for what everything is, and start telling his or her own stories with these. Okay, so it looks like these go on the shoulders. So I'm applying these now here. These are the Whistler turbines, I believe. Okay. While I have your attention, if you would follow me on Instagram at AmazingAZComics, I do self-publish my own comic book series featuring original characters I've created, like Speed Cameron, the living Speed Camera, June Monsoon, who has the powers of a monsoon storm. A lot of the characters are obviously based on Arizona-themed tropes, as I'm in Arizona, and the comic is called Amazing Arizona Comics. But the stories, the adventures are based on different aspects of pop culture and news that are applicable anywhere in the country, if not the world. So you can find more information about that comic at Amazing AZ Comics, and that's just on Instagram. And that's just my way of, like Final Faction is doing, creating my own characters to contribute to the world of comics and cartoons and action figures that I do indeed love so much. So these accessories are going on very easily, and it really immediately beefs up this character and just adds so much more to its mass and playability. You can see he's holding a laser gun there, but then he's got all this stuff on him, and absolutely the way this character is meant to be displayed. And again, the figure and the accessories pack together would come in at $2.50 plus tax. $2.50 for this amazing figure. And there are more ports that I believe other accessories can be applied to, and you could just create an even beefier figure here to battle those evil Karn drones. So again, my hat's off to Final Faction and the team responsible for these characters in this line of action figures, because it is so impressive and absolutely necessary in this market now for kids to have easily accessible and affordable toys that spark their imagination, inspire them to tell their own stories, and maybe even, as I have, create their own characters in the future. So thank you very much, Dollar Tree and Final Faction. Again, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and tune in next time when I look at a pile of toys here in my living room, unopened, and I grab one, and I say, you know what? Just open it. I'll catch you next time.